Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk about what to do when you run into ammo shortages. This happens periodically in the United States. Right now, we're funding two wars overseas. The world is concerned that things may explode into either a regional war, perhaps a global war, and therefore you're going to start to see governments placing massive orders, which is going to possibly reduce the amount of ammunition coming to the civilian market. And so we're going to see prices go up. Right now, 5.56 can be really, really hard to find and expensive when you do find it. So what do you do in times like this? Well, we're going to talk about that in today's video. We're going to talk about some of the things I do to still get in some trigger time and talk about how you can kind of deal with these types of shortages ahead of time so you don't fall victim to them when the prices skyrocket and the shortages come. So let's get started with today's video. Also, if you like political commentary, guys, please swing by and check out Second Legacy. I do have a link down below. We don't do political commentary here on the Military Arms channel anymore. I've teamed up with Braden and we're doing a complete channel dedicated to politics. So please check it out. Again, that's Second Legacy. All right, let's get started with today's video. American Hartford Gold is dedicated to helping individuals and families invest in precious metals. This includes gold, silver, platinum, in both bars and coins. They provide both physical delivery to one's doorstep or inside of a retirement account like an IRA, 401k, or TSP. American Hartford Gold helps clients achieve greater security for their future by adding a safe haven asset to their portfolio. Investors receive only the highest quality gold and silver coins offered at competitive prices with 100% customer satisfaction guaranteed. American Hartford Gold has an excellent Trustpilot rating from over 1,000 customers. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They have a price match guarantee, a buyback commitment, and free maintenance and storage for up to 3 years. American Hartford Gold has a special offer for Military Arms Channel viewers of up to $5,000 in free silver on qualified orders. So please call 866-406-1988 today or text military to 65532. Again, that is 866-406-1988 or text military to 65532. So please swing by and check out American Hartford Gold. I will put a link in the video description below. So one of the things, obviously, that you can do to save on ammunition costs is something as simple as dry firing, which is something you should regularly do with your concealed carry firearm just to stay in practice. It doesn't require, obviously, ammunition, range, hearing protection, or any of that stuff that would drive up costs or make it inconvenient to do so, but you still want to go out and shoot. Dry fire doesn't replace actually pulling the trigger on actual gunpowder, lead, and all that good stuff. So what is your other option? Well, the other obvious option is to shoot .22 long rifle. And so how can you get yourself set up, if not during this shortage, perhaps for the next one, how can you get yourself set up so when the shortages do come and the prices do increase, that you can be prepared for that and still manage to go out, shoot, get in practice and trigger time, all the stuff, all the enjoyment that comes with range sessions without incurring the outrageous cost of those increased or inflated prices and ammo shortages. All right, so .22 is a great way to do it. Here I have my Bergara 6.5 Creedmoor. You've seen this gun here on the channel many times. And ammunition like this, I typically have to buy myself. So a lot of the match ammunition you see us shoot here on the Military Arms channel isn't donated to us by an ammo sponsor. It's ammo that we've had to pick up. Some is, a lot isn't. And so I too have to worry about the cost of ammo and the availability of ammo. Even though I have Federal as an ammunition sponsor, when they get short on ammo, I don't get ammo either. So that does mean I have to go out and find ammo if I want to continue shooting. So that leads me to what I'm talking about here in a minute, but let's talk a little bit about this Bergara. This is one of my favorite rifles. 6.5 Creedmoor. I do have a suppressor on it. Here you can see the Explorer can on the end. Have my primary arms optic on it. I've shot a lot of groups with this on video, and the gun shoots extremely well, and it's a great hunting rifle. But it's also expensive to shoot, especially right now. Let's see what we want to shoot at. So the action of the rifle, it's a bolt action, right? So when I fire, I get the rehearsal of practicing my hold, my breathing, my trigger control, and then when I run the action of the gun, the bolt handle, all this is part of my practice routine, right? This is why we shoot so much. Yeah. So all that, right? How I get the rifle on my shoulder, how I rest my cheek on it, how tightly or loosely I hold the weapon, my trigger control, my bolt operation, all that stuff goes into how I can use this weapon and shoot extremely small groups. And I got to maintain that practice to maintain that proficiency. But I don't have to do it with expensive $1, $1.50, $2 a round ammunition. I can do it with 22. So Jason brought up a good point. Bolt actions in general slow down the cadence of fire, and just by doing so can save you some money, even with center fire ammunition. But let's go back to the 22s. This is a Bergara 22. It has many of the same features, ergonomics, feel as my 6.5 Creedmoor, except this one's chambered in 22 long rifle. It does have a carbon fiber barrel, have a Huxworks/OSS can out here on the end of it. Its magazines, look and feel just like the ACIS magazines, or AICS magazines, I should say. So it gives you the feel, gives you everything you need, except it just chambers 22. And so when I go out to practice with it, inserting the magazine release, all this is familiar to me. Now keep in mind, guys, this is a $1,000 22. You don't have to spend a bunch of money to get a 22 rifle to practice with. I'm not saying go out and buy this Bergara and buy that Bergara. I'm just showing you how I have set myself up so I can still practice and keep that cost of doing so low. All right, so I have the magazine inserted, and if you remember me running the 6.5 Creedmoor, just a simple throw of the bolt so I can go back and I'm shooting at 100 yards. No recoil. I can actually watch the bullet fly to its target, but now I'm practicing everything. So I'm practicing my stock, how much I get onto the stock, my cheek weld, how tightly I hold it, and then my trigger discipline. All this feels very familiar to me because it's so similar to my 6.5 Creedmoor. So this for me is an ideal solution. I can come out here with my friends and my family and just sit out here and shoot 22 at a significantly reduced cost. I'm getting actual trigger time. I'm actually firing a projectile, an actual bullet, and there's gunpowder involved, a real trigger, a real bolt throw. So I'm going through the mechanics of shooting, maintaining my proficiency, but I've lowered my cost of doing so substantially. I did open up the video talking about bolt action rifles, but of course this applies to bolt actions, lever actions, single shot, and semi-automatics. So let's talk about the AR-15, American's rifle. This is one of my favorite AR-15s. This is the fold AR. The barrel folds around beside the receiver, so you'll see me travel with this gun quite a bit because it fits into a very small backpack. Does not look like a rifle, and it doesn't require me taking it down and all that good stuff. I have an entire video on it. But the AR-15, for example, a lot of you watching this video have AR-15s. You're used to a particular control setup, a certain manual of arms. You're used to your selector lever being right there. You're used to the T-handle charging system. You're used to your bolt release being right there, right? So this rifle is very familiar to you, so it would stand to reason you should probably pick up a rifle that's just like it in terms of the fire control features and the manual of arms, but perhaps chambers 22, and that's what we're going to show you next. So the Fold AR, 5.56 ammunition. I really, really enjoy shooting ARs quite a bit. One of the best rifles out there, if not the best. So, very good rifle, very reliable rifle, one of the best, but expensive to shoot in times like these. So, why not pick up a quality 22 AR-15. Now there's a bunch of different ARs out there and the prices vary. This one's a Tippmann, and I really like the Tippmann 22 ARs. I think these are the best on the market. Now this one has the GOA logo on the side. That's because if you bought one of these, $50 would go to support Gun Owners of America. But other than that, this is just a standard Tippmann AR-15. So you have an aluminum upper and lower. It hinges open just like a standard AR-15. You have the T-handle charging system. All the controls are the same, selector lever, ping pong paddle, it's all there. So if you're the tactical type and you like to go out and practice reloads and wearing kit and body armor and all that stuff, even the magazines are the same size as standard PMags, and therefore they'll fit in, carriers and things like that. And these on the Tippmanns aren't open. The magazines are inside of a little sleeve. You can access by pulling it up. Then you have these loading tabs. That makes it easier to load the gun. Then you close it up, and it's a sealed magazine. Looks very PMag-ish. So when it comes to practicing those reloads and operating the weapon, everything on this thing is going to be very familiar to you. Therefore, and this is one of the little 10-round magazines, it's going to be a very valuable training aid. Now, this particular gun has a Bowers Biddy can on the end, and that's all that's necessary to make this thing very, very quiet to shoot, very pleasant. So I can hunt squirrels and rabbits with this thing. My kids can come out and practice. I can come out and practice, get that trigger time, that manual of arms, but I've reduced the cost. And right now, 22 is still pretty easy to come by. But you should stock up on it when it's not a crazy time period like right now. Locks open, last shot fired. Drop the magazine out, put a fresh one in, hit the ping pong paddle, the weapon's reloaded. So again, you can get all that training in, all that practice in for a fraction of the cost by shooting just cheap bulk pack 22. Now, as I already mentioned, as of this recording, it is, and we're in 2023, going into the fall of 2023, 22 ammunition still available out there. Prices are creeping up, but it's still widely available. 5.56 is, at the time of this recording, is almost impossible to find. When you do find it, again, the prices are pretty high. So this should give you guys some ideas. Again, take a look at your carry gun, see if you can find a 22 that's similar to it, rifles, all that stuff. Shop around and then pick up something so when these times hit, you'll be able to get out there, get that trigger time and not break the bank. If you guys enjoy videos like this, please consider becoming part of our Patreon family. There is a link in the video description below. Also right here on YouTube, you got the little thanks and join button underneath the video player you're watching right now. Mash either one of those buttons. You can support us here on YouTube in the age of demonetization. Thank you for 15 years of support. Please swing by, check out Copper Custom, and we'll talk to you guys soon.